So let's play this clip.
Happy.
That's cap.
I don't think that dude is a happy guy.
Cap,
I don't think he's a happy dude.
Why?
He doesn't have a good woman in his life.
Oh, he has many.
You can't have many good women.
Yeah, you can.
Somebody that gives you more than just pussy. Like some sort of like deeper fulfillment. I don't think so.
Deeper fulfillment is some Matrix shit, bro. Women don't provide that much.
I think a goal in life is to find a partner that you feel like you can like go on the journey of life with. It's somebody that you share your thoughts and feelings with. It's somebody you share struggles with. You go through life moving to different places, traveling around. Like you might share hobbies.
Why with
like,
one? Yeah.
You don't have time to build those really deep relationships with 5 or 6 or 7 or 20 different women. You can't do that. I think at some point in your life you're going to want something a little bit more because those types of relationships are pretty empty. They're not very fulfilling. I don't think Andrew.
So you don't think he's a happy guy, Tate?
So this is I think this was pre his banning, this clip.
Got it.
So it's hard because there are videos that I've seen and it feels like post banning, it feels like he's either changed the way that he's communicated a lot or he's changed on some of the things that he's communicating. But it's always hard to tell because in different videos, it feels like people are saying different things. Sometimes it's hard to know if people are joking or not. But it feels like afterwards, what I've seen him say tends to vibe more with like, oh, I think this is like a healthy or good message or whatever. In terms of, because I feel like I've heard him say after his banning, the importance of having like a good woman in your life that like can, like build a life with her. I feel like I've heard like a specific video of him talking about it. But anytime there's somebody that has to like sell their success by flashing like a ton of wealth, a ton of women, like that generally reeks of insecurity or unhappiness to me because usually when I see it, and it's not always the case, but usually when I see it, when I think of somebody that has confidence, I think of somebody that can like walk through a lot of different types of communities, sometimes with judgment from a lot of different types of people, but they feel secure in themselves and what they stand for at the end of the day. When I think of somebody that's lacking self-confidence, I'm thinking of somebody like, this is somebody that needs to obsess over the social signifiers of status so that other people are saying they're doing a good job. And a lot of people in the red pill community, including Andrew Tate, maybe not as much, but in the past, seem to obsess over those social signifiers. Look at my cars. I'm cool, right? Look at all my women. Women like me, right? Like, look at all my wealth. Like, I've got a lot of money. Right? That's what it feels to me. It's like this begging for attention, right? When I walk into a room and I talk to women, I don't have to talk about how much money I have. I don't have to talk about how many women I fuck because I know what I have and I know what I've done. I don't have to sit there and advertise myself. You either like me or you don't. And if you don't, then fuck you. I don't care. Yeah. It's very easy to move on to the next thing.
But I think there's a deeper thing going on, though. Because I do understand that. I think surface level, I feel you on that. But I think everything that comes down to if you do this, if you do this, if you work on yourself, if you improve your status, if you work out, if you kick ass, if you actually follow this recipe for what it's like to be a high value man and increase your status, then these are the byproducts. These are the jewels or the booty, the winnings of doing all that. So it's one thing to say, work out, do well, improve yourself, make money. Okay, but why? So you can get fast cars, big houses, and hot women. Well, I think that's the goal, the rainbow at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, there's two things to that. One, I don't think Andrew Tate says that anymore, which I approve of, because they did like that emergency meeting, I think, or whatever, and I want to say it was during that meeting. I think Sneeko was there. I think Andrew Tate spoke about how like different people have different talents. Not everybody's meant to be a fucking leader. Like followers and workers are important. They make society go on. So it seems like he moderated that message a bit there. Number one. Number two, an issue that I have is that when a lot of red pill people talk about these things, the byproducts of their success to other people, I think, become the fixation and the goals. It's a lot different to say, if you're a really high value man, you're really cool, you do all this stuff, damn, you might have like 5 or 10 women that want to fuck you at one time. It's different. That reality is a lot different than a guy who's like, I need to get 5 or 10 women to fuck me at one time, right? I think that these two realities, even though they look a little bit different on the outside, they're far different.
Well, it's appreciating the journey rather than just being fixated at the end of the journey, what you could get.
A little bit. It's that the goal shouldn't be, I'm quoting Myron here a little bit, the goal isn't the women and the money. The goal is to be the type of person that has the women and the money.
Of course.
Which the first message, I think, is one of the most destructive messages you can ever put out, which I think most people that follow Ripple stuff end up believing it. The second message is one of the most positive messages that you can put out. Well, and that's always like the dance.
And that's why I agree with Myron, because like when I'm sitting down with Patrick and Andrew Tate and myself, we were like, we're all came from nothing and we've all reached millionaire status and beyond. And that feels good because you know what it's like to be broke as a joke, sleeping on friends' couches, crashing, being the fucking janitor, to be at the school. You know this yourself, Destiny. And the fact that you've reached that hierarchy and you've reached that plateau, it's like that's the reward system. Versus, I mean, I live in Miami, born and raised in Miami my entire life, which is now the crypto capital of the world. I see these 24-year-old dudes who fucking got lucky on fucking whatever altcoin, shitcoin, that have never done anything in their life. They've never struggled. They've never done anything that took hard work. They were maybe fucking drug dealers that had to use Bitcoin to fucking
And the worst is
get
they're out here
ahead.
giving fucking finance advice
And then
now.
next thing you know, they become a crypto millionaire. It's like,
Yeah.
homie, you've done nothing. Okay? And those are the guys that end up getting fucking taken by women, end up getting jerked around by dudes. You know, you want to go to a club and buy bottles, 10,000 minimum. Oh, okay. Whereas like me and my friends are getting fucking bottles for free because we know the owner or we are the owner. So they're like sitting ducks because they don't understand. There's book smarts and street smarts. It's almost like they got book smart with the crypto thing, but street smart, they have not struggled, that have done anything.
Sure.
That's the problem with getting rich quick.
I'm just saying that the issue that I have is that I really like that clip because I think you can see the difference between what Tate seems to try to embody and say versus how the message is received from fans, right? Because there is no world where you've got 20 valuable women in your life that you're building relationships with. That's never happening. But I think people see Tate's life and they hear his message, and sometimes that's what they walk away with, and that's
to
the
be
scary
clear
thing
here,
to me.
I think myself, everyone would love a woman to share your life with.
Sure.
Like, I'm not a fucking red pill, like women ain't shit guy, not at all. Okay, I'm green pill, if anything. Like, you can be red pill, you can be blue pill. I'm getting that money, getting that status. That's where I'm at, okay? But so that's sort of the problem, is people get boxed into all these things. Like, even your boy Sneeko. I think he's a talented kid.
For sure, absolutely.
Okay, I think he's talented. But I purposely use the word kid because he's how old?
He's 23, 24?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Age.
when I was 23,
We're gonna
24,
trigger Melina, but yeah.
okay,
Wait, what?
I was
The
broke
age
as
thing.
shit. There was no YouTube. That wasn't a thing. I was a club promoter in South Beach. I was doing stand-up comedy. I was getting in where I fit in. And I was 24. I had very strong opinions. I was doing stand-up comedy. I had connections. I had access, South Beach nightlife. But I'm 24. Now I'm 42. Like you have to grow up a little bit, and he'll do that. You'll see Sneeko in 10 years, 20 years is going to be a different person. So I would probably have the same perspective, like how he says, like, well, women don't bring anything to the table. It's like, that's not true exactly, buddy. Okay, especially a good girl to have in your corner, like your girl Melina right here. Like that's to me the problem of like downplaying the significance of the role of a woman.
Yeah, I
and at
agree.
the same time, you can be the leader in the relationship, and you can be the man, or you can be the alpha, whatever it is. But that doesn't mean she's a second-class citizen.
Sure.
And that's kind of the problem that I think the red pill has, is like, I'm the man and she ain't shit.
Yeah.
And it's not binary.
Yeah.
It's like we use that here as like, okay, maybe the man's the CEO, but the woman's the COO.
Yeah.
She
Or
can
I-
run the day-to-day operations while the
s-
man's making the major decisions. So if you like that clip, click right here to watch another. Or if you want to watch the entire Soscast, click right here.